Next is his Jupiter and Pisces. Jupiter is ruled by Sagittarius, and it's the planet of um, growth and expansion, travel, higher learning. What else do Jupiter rule? Okay, I forgot. I know it's traveling, growth and expansion. I think Jupiter rules good luck. Yeah, growth, abundance, wisdom, and good fortune. So yeah, like I said, good luck, growth and expansion, wisdom, and then it also um controls traveling, knowledge, experience, luck, philosophy, spirituality, higher learning is what Jupiter and Sagittarius rules over. So his is in Pisces. We know Pisces is a water sign, just like Scorpio and Cancer. It's the last water sign. Um, the only thing different, what's unique about Pisces is that Pisces is mutable water. So Pisces is ever changing their feelings and their emotions and able to adapt to their environment because every sign it's either mutable, fixed, or cardinal. I should have said that in the beginning if you don't know the basics. Fixed signs, Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, Taurus are they fixed, so they known for being stubborn, stuck in their ways, hard to change their mind. Um, Mutable signs like Pisces and Gemini, Sagittarius, they ever changing and they like to go with the flow. Of things and they can adapt to their surroundings. And then cardinal like Capricorn, Libra, Aries, they about initiating new ways of doing things and doing their own thing. They're the initiators. So yeah, that's what's unique about Pisces. Then Pisces is represented by well actually it's ruled by Neptune. And Neptune is the planet of dreams, illusions, and artsy things like Neptune rules over music and art and stuff like that. So that's also what Pisces is known and associated with. So getting into his Jupiter and Pisces, it says Drake's need for growth and expansion are perhaps best satisfied when he is working to help raise mankind to a higher spiritual level. Drake recognized that we are all in this together, and what is bad for one is bad for all. Drake is sympathetic, charitable, gentle, unassuming, quiet, visionary, intuitive, and subtle, and with a subtle sense of humor. Drake has interest in spiritual or metaphysical ideas and issues, but he needs to find his own path and experience truth for himself. Periodically, retreating from society and the people closest to Drake is good for his nerves and his own mental health. The strong desire he has to help others comes out in his willingness to help the unfortunate, perhaps the volunteers in hospitals, jails, or other places of confinement. Drake gives hope to those who need it the most. Drake probably loves nature and Drake probably loves nature and large animals, especially horses. There may be an interest in healing. On the negative side, Drake may be hypersensitive, over emotional, too sentimental, have a tendency to exaggerate or be too extravagant or self-indulgent. So yeah, that's all things about Pisces for sure. Now, how this relates to Drake, of course, the negative side is what I noticed the most. We know that Drake is known for being hypersensitive and over emotional, too sentimental. But then that goes back to all of the other water that's in his chart. So it's even more so explaining the reason why he's like that. Um, what else? Then it says that this is somebody who will be charitable, like helping people, like giving to people. I can see that with Drake. I'm not too sure off the top of my head, like what Drake has did, like charitable. I know he like helping people with their songs and helping new upcoming artists get on the map. He worked with a lot of artists that's, trying to break through, or it might have one hit song. Drake could hop on the remix to make it bigger. And some people feel like Drake doing that for clout chasing or to help himself. But we don't know how Drake look at it. And Drake is the bigger artist, so he's going to help you more so than anything. Regardless if he's helping himself, he's still helping the person that he making a song with. So periodically, like the retreat from society to get his nerves and mental health, I guess, under control. I can see that about Drake. Volunteers in hospital, jails. I'm not sure. I would have to look into that to see if Drake, like, really that type of person. I mean, I could see it with Drake. I wouldn't be surprised if Drake, donated, helped people a lot and was a giving person. I wouldn't be shocked by that. I'm just not completely sure off the top of my head. I can't think of nothing off the top of my head with Drake really doing something like that. Like, like helping people or charitable things. But I'm pretty sure he has. Like I said, the only thing I can think of is how he like helped up and coming artists and stuff like that. So yeah, that's Drake, Jupiter, and Pisces. But for the most part, it's just another reason explaining why Drake will be emotional as he is. So next is his Saturn. So now we can finally getting away from the water signs. So Saturn is ruled by Capricorn, and it's the planet of hard work, discipline. Capricorn rules over the work life, just like it's the opposite of Cancer. So Cancer rules over the home life and the family life. Capricorn rules over the work life. So a lot of Capricorns is known for being workaholics or wanting to be the CEO, like real business orientated. Is what Capricorns get associated with in Saturn. Like I said, Saturn is all up, it's the grown-up planet. It's all about, like I said, hard work and discipline, learning life lessons and things like that. So here's the Sagittarius, which is a fire sign, just like Aries and Leo. So we know all the things about being fiery. We know, and Sagittarius is the Sagittarius and Aquarius are the ones that's known for being free, that don't like to be tied down, that likes to do their own thing, that seeks freedom. Like I just said, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, so it's the sign of traveling, good luck, higher learning. A lot of Sagittarius people are smart. A lot of Sagittarius people, like I always say, the Sagittarius best and worst trait is their optimism. Cause they real optimistic. If you know any Sagittarius, they do stuff. They always looking on the bright side of things. So that's good, of course, because they never down. They always got a positive attitude. But on the negative side, they can be over optimistic to where they don't plan for the worst, or they don't have a plan B and C. Like they just so optimistic that whatever plan they doing is gonna work. They don't think about what if it don't work. And then also them being optimistic, I think is what leads them to jumping from relationship to relationship because they always feel like there's a better partner or there's somebody else out there. The grass is greener mentality. So yeah, that's Sagittarius. So it says about Drake, Saturn, and Sagittarius. At its best, this position gives a charitable and philanthropic turn to the mind with a desire to benefit and uplift mankind through discipline, system, and self-help under just laws and true religious impulse. It brings trust, respect, and honor to all undertakings. Drake is intuitive, physiological, independent, and persistent. Mental maturity comes later in life and promised success. Drake is generous with a wonderfully developed sense of responsibility. Drake has administrative and scientific abilities. Benefits can be gained from meditation and introspection. Drake may have a poor circulation in his hips and legs. Drake needs physical exercise and fresh air, especially in his sleeping corners. On the negative side, Drake may be cynical, atheistic, selfishly ambitious, dogmatic, insecure, and sarcastic. Drake need for everything to be proven before belief is possible. So yeah, that's things about Sagittarius for sure. So once again, with his Pisces and Jupiter, and then his Saturn and Sagittarius, this is saying that should be a charitable and a philanthropic type of person that likes to help people. So yeah, I'm surprised Drake not more known for, being like a humanitarian or a philanthropic or charitable. Like I said, I'm pretty sure he has. I'm pretty sure he did a lot of stuff in Toronto. I'm pretty sure Drake has helped a lot of people and donated a lot and did a lot of stuff that we don't know about. So, but it's saying, yeah, he should be that type of person, a generous person. We know Drake probably be tricking in strip clubs and stuff. So that's another way, I guess, another form of being generous, helping the strippers out. But so yeah, you may have poor circulation in the hips and legs. So of course I don't know that. Only Drake will know that. He needs physical exercise and fresh air, especially in his sleeping quarters. So he might like to sleep in a spaced out place. So yeah, I could see this about Drake, but of course only Drake would know that himself. Selfishly ambitious, dogmatic, insincere, sarcastic. I could see that about Drake. So yes, like I said, every time we get to like Jupiter, Saturn, it start getting dicey because a lot of the stuff that they say end up being more personal about the person that only the person or the people close to him will kind of really know. Um, once we start getting down here. So sometimes it be hit or miss because like some of the stuff we just don't know. Like I said, how will we know if Drake has poor circulation in his hips and legs? And some of this stuff like we don't know him on a personal level. So it's with celebrities, especially somebody as famous as Drake, you get to see a lot about their life, but of course, there's still a lot about their life that you don't know because you don't know them on a personal level. So a lot of this stuff only they or people like their best friends, family members will know. So just got to keep that in mind also. Next is his Uranus and Sagittarius. So Uranus is ruled by Aquarius, and it's the planet of rebellion, technology, friendships, forward thinking, innovation, is just some of the things that Uranus and Aquarius rules over. So his is in Sagittarius, so I already broke down everything about Sagittarius. So stop giving us a breakdown. Gotta look at the. Oh no. So said those with Uranus and Sagittarius can be quite rebellious, rejecting the status quo in their efforts to live free. Driven by the thirst for knowledge, self-expression, and new experiences, they may seek out unusual lifestyles or careers that allow them to feel they are unraveling the meaning of life. Um, Uranus and Sagittarius represents an adventurous spirit that seeks explorative journeys and seeking liberation through uninhabited expression. So I could see this with Drake, because basically what this is saying is that there's somebody who, like I said, will have an unusual lifestyle or career. So like when we talk about Sagittarius and being free, changing and stuff like that, this is gonna be somebody who is unique and like to be free and like to basically go against the status quo, be rebellious, like they said, do their own thing, be self-expressive. So I can see this a lot with Drake personality a while. Like we know that Drake do a lot of stuff that is different and unique. Like the way that he dressed, wearing beads and all type of stuff in his hair. Then we do know Drake does have an unusual career being a rapper, singer, where he gets to travel a lot, like like Sagittarius do. So that can explain a lot, why he wanted to be into music, the career that he chose. We know that he liked to travel, be on the move, like to do his own type of thing. So I could see that with his Uranus and Sagittarius, I could see that part of Drake for sure, where he gets that from. So yeah, so that's just Uranus and Sagittarius. Next is Neptune in Capricorn. Neptune is ruled, like I said earlier, by Pisces, and it, like I said, rules over dreams, illusions, and artsy things. His is in Capricorn, so I kind of already explained everything about Capricorn. We know Capricorn is an earth sign, so it's dealing with stability. Then I already said that Capricorn rules over the work life and ruled by Saturn. So it says Neptune and Capricorn can bring success through artistic pursuits, dance, film, music, and art. Some may achieve celebrity status as a healer, faith leader, or spiritual advisor. Believing that you're good enough, however, may be a struggle in periods of your life. So there we go. I've seen it's been a couple people with Neptune and Capricorn, but like I said, it brings success through dance, film, music, and art. So we know that that's true about Drake because he found his success through film and music. So that's his Neptune and Capricorn right there telling. Uh, so it ain't nothing else to really say. So that explains it on its own. So Drake is in film and music. So yeah, ain't nothing else really needs to be said about his Neptune and Capricorn. So that can explain also him being driven to make music and being an actor to start off. Next is his Pluto and Scorpio. Pluto is ruled by Scorpio, like I said earlier, and it's the planet of death and transformation, reinventing yourself. So people with the Scorpio and Pluto gonna be good when it comes to reinventing and changing themselves. People with Pluto and Scorpio often have a very strong intuition, are extremely passionate, and can come off as dark and mysterious. Pluto is associated with death, destruction, and the underworld, and is considered one of the most intense planets in astrology. Scorpio is the sign of sex, death, and transformation, which are all things associated with Pluto. So yeah, this question can be dark and mysterious, have strong intuition and be passionate. Then, like I said, also is that um they're gonna be good at reinventing themselves, transforming themselves. And we know that Drake is always transforming himself from the way that he looked to the way his music, everything. Drake is a real transformative person. Like we didn't really seen Drake transform himself a lot. And that can come from his Pluto and Scorpio, but we know that Drake got three other planets in Scorpio. So like I said, he's a true Scorpio. Drake is basically the definition of, as Scorpio as it can really get. The only other way somebody could be more Scorpio is somebody who got a sun and moon and Mercury and Venus, if that's even out there. Maybe it is in Scorpio. But I know there's somebody who got a sun and moon in Scorpio. Uh, Dude, it's not telling me who got both. Three square. Okay, so Katy Perry. I wonder what happened to Katy Perry. I ain't heard from her in a long time. I could see Kris Jenner having both. Oh, dang, it's actually Katy Perry birthday today. That's crazy. Um, so yeah, she's the sun, moon, and Mercury in Scorpio. And then she got a Saturn and Pluto in Scorpio. So she even more Scorpio than Drake because she got 5 planets in Scorpio. So yeah, rising is a Capricorn. Hmm. So yeah, Katy Perry is a real Scorpio. Then I think Kris Jenner is also. Oh no, her moon is in Cancer. I don't know why I said she was a sun moon. No, in Aquarius. So no. So Katy Perry is. I'm pretty sure there's somebody else who's a sun and moon and Scorpio. But anyway. So um, that's his Pluto and Scorpio. Next is his North Node. So North Node is important because it's your life direction, what you driven to, or what you driven towards in life, your life purpose. So North Node is very important. If your North Node is in Aries, your lifetime purpose is expressing yourself as an individual and rejecting your need for others' approval. Having a North Node Aries means you're a natural leader, forge new paths for yourself, and trust your ideas. As a North Node Aries, you love competition. Just be careful not to come off too combative. You want to listen to, you want people to listen to your great ideas without antagonizing them. If you have an Aries North Node, that means having a Libra South Node. Therefore, you draw comfort from fitting in. So every North Node has a South Node. Libra resets the other side of Aries axis. Your South Node represents your fears and the skills you use often to quell those fears. Having a South Node in Libra, your biggest fear is being an outcast. You gain a lot of validation from blending in with the group or institution, and you often do. You're diplomatic, kind, and personable. However, this anxiety can hold you back from expressing your truest self. So, so yeah, so it's basically saying that this is your life purpose is basically to express yourself, be unique, not care what other people think. Because Libra is going to want to make you, your Libra South Notice was going to make you want to fit in with people and afraid of being an outcast. So you need to learn how to not care what other people think and embrace who you is, um, and not be afraid to show that, regardless of what people think. And I can see that definitely with Drake a lot. You know, Drake personality. I can see Drake, how Drake feeling right now, being out. This is the first time Drake really kind of been an outcast with the beef that he had this year with Kendrick Lamar and Rick Ross and a bunch of other rappers. So I could tell like Drake really didn't like being an outcast, and he said that because Drake, like I said earlier, really is somebody who like collaborating with people, helping other people, comes from probably his Mars in Aquarius. Because like they said, he like collaborating and being with people. So I can see that a lot. And then you could tell from Drake's personality that Drake is somebody who likes to fit in, that likes to be liked. But his like purpose and what Drake really had to learn to overcome is to be his own individual self. And I think Drake really has done that as he got older. Cause like the stuff Drake do, the clothes that he wear, you could tell like Drake know that he gonna get talked about and criticized, but he don't care. He do it anyway. So in that way, I can see Drake really being like that. And North know the areas like doing stuff, and then even the type of music he make, making soft music. Like Drake does do a lot of stuff that can be criticized and looked down on, but he's able to stand on it and express himself and not really care what other people think a lot. Then I could see Drake like in competition, like he said when he was going against Kendrick Lamar. I think it was the Heart Bob or whatever, where he was like, "Oh, I like the battle, I like the competition," and stuff like that. It was fun. So, and then Drake be trying to play basketball. I know he got his own basketball league at his house. So we could tell Drake likes competition. So I could definitely see Drake North Node being in Aries for sure. At first I didn't, but when they break it down, I could see Drake North Node being in Aries for sure. So next is his Lymph and Gemini. So Lymph is the taboo side of you. It's the side that you like to keep hidden from the world. Uh, and give a person a lively energy and a consistent desire for intellectual and an emotional stimulation. Um, hold on. Okay, so people with Lymph and Gemini are said to have the following traits: vibrant and lively. They have lively energy that can make them engaging in social settings, thirst for stimulation. They need constant intellectual and emotional stimulation, captivating. They can be captivating in social settings, especially in their approach to love and communicate. With this placement, there's a constant thirst for intellectual and emotional stimulation, which can make you incredibly engaging and captivating in social settings. Possesses the uncanny ability to adapt and shapeshift. Uh, it's not telling me. Oh, okay, I found something that kind of better explains it. So it says when Lymph dances among the stars of Gemini, she takes on a fascinating and exclusive, elusive quality. Like a cosmic chameleon, those with Lymph and Gemini possesses an uncanny ability to adapt and shapeshift, blending seamlessly into any social situation. It's as if they've mastered the art of being whoever they need to be in the moment, all while keeping their true thoughts and feelings hidden behind a veil of mystery. So, it says, imagine leading two completely separate lives, leading or living, each as real and vibrant as the other. This is the reality for many Lymph and Gemini. They may be perceived as two-faced or even as vicious gossips to be avoided. But there's more to this placement than meets the eye. In my practice, I've encountered numerous clients who embody this duality. One memorable case was Sarah, a successful businesswoman by day and a passionate artist by night. She could find it's like I'm two different people. I feel almost alive when I'm switching between these roles, but I'm terrified of anyone's finding out. This need for a secret or double life isn't necessarily negative. It's often a way for these individuals to keep themselves intellectually stimulated and emotionally fulfilled. However, it's critical to find balance between the pitfalls of duplicity, the hidden self, as the core Lymph of Gemini lies in inner self that remains permanently hidden. This placement can manifest as a secret love life, undisclosed passions or interests, hidden talents or abilities, unexpressed thoughts and emotion. The challenge for these individuals is to integrate these separate selves and achieve personal integrity without losing the excitement that comes from their male multifaceted nature. Okay, so I got it now. What it means. So Lipton Gemini. Basically it's saying that, because like I said, your Leptis was taboo and hidden from the world. So with Drake's being in Gemini, like I said, is that he's going to have a double life, basically, that's hidden from the world. He's going to like to show one version of himself and then hide the other version of himself. Because we know that Geminis are known for having two sides, a dual nature. So that could be Drake for sure. And I can see that, like Drake living two separate lives. And you see that a lot from, I guess, maybe with Drake with his kid and a lot. I can definitely see that. Well, hiding his kid, the people that he date. I can see Drake being that type of person to where like he has two sides to him. Like he presents himself one way, but then he another way. Like they said, this could be somebody who have two, that's married but have a whole nother family somewhere else. Or this could be somebody who, like he said, for example, the lady who was a businesswoman by day and then an artist by night. So not even on the negative, I guess the negative would be living a double life or having a wife and a whole side piece. But then on the positive side, this could just be somebody who it could have been that simple for Drake, even though Drake started to like making films. It could have just be somebody who wants to be an artist and actor. Like it could have played itself that way that Drake liked to make music, but then also like to make films. Or I guess how could it work? But Drake maybe, and I'm guessing what it was like when Drake was making Degrassi and making film TV on the TV show, he could have been secretly making music, behind closed doors or at night doing something that he really wants to do. Because when Drake came out, a lot of people just seen him as an actor. A lot of people didn't even see him as somebody who would be a rapper making music. If you look at Drake and look at him on the show, you would have never thought that he would have became what he would have became when in the rap world. Like it's crazy. And I remember when Drake first came out, I just couldn't believe a kid off of like a teenage show like Degrassi becoming a rapper. Like I couldn't believe when it first happened. Like, nah, singer like the singing Drake. That's why I always lean more towards the singing Drake. Coming, okay, I can see that. But the rapper Drake, like I couldn't believe it. Like when I found out, because my girlfriend at the time used to watch Degrassi. That used to be one of her favorite shows. And she was up on Drake early telling me that he made music. And I'm like, I don't want to hear this shit. Like, why would I listen to basically like a teen actor try to be a rapper? And lo and behold, he ended up becoming one of the biggest artists. So yeah, so that's his Lipton Gemini. They basically explain why Drake is as secretive as he is, also getting with the Scorpio. Drake can have two lives, keep a lot of stuff hidden. So that's explained by his Lipton Gemini. So yeah, that's Drake for sure. All things about Drake, his chart definitely lines up for sure. Ain't nothing really much needs to be said. Everything definitely lines up with Drake. Now, lastly, I'm gonna look at some facts about Drake, some stuff that we might not know. But I'm pretty sure probably know most of this. Drake full name is Arbery Graham, Arby Draka Graham. I don't know if that's supposed to be an E, if that's where he got his Drake from, his middle name. Uh, Arbery, yeah, Drake Graham. So Drake is his middle name, which he made into his rap name. Um, we already know that his birthday, October 24th. He was first known on the show Degrassi, like I just said a few minutes ago. His mother is Sandy. His mother, Sandy, is from Canada and is Jewish. His father, Dennis Graham, is African American and was born in Memphis, Tennessee. Most of us know this. So of course Drake is mixed and he Jewish. Um, his father Dennis worked with the famous rock star Jerry Lee Lewis as a drummer. It appears many of Drake's family have been involved in music and arts. His uncle Larry Graham was a um, bassist for Prince. When Drake was just 5 years old, his parents divorced. Drake then lived with his mother, who raised him Jewish. Despite this, Drake is still very close to both parents. Drake lives in California most of the time, but also owns property in Toronto. Drake is 5 feet 11. I didn't know that, so almost 6 feet. Drake has spoken about how it was difficult for him to fit in at school. Not only was he black, but he was Jewish too, in a school of predominantly white children. He dropped out of school to follow a career in acting, but he went back to school in later life and graduated in 2012. I didn't know that. I didn't even know Drake dropped out of school. Drake won a Young Artist Award in 2002. His rapping work has earned him a Grammy. Drake combines rapping with singing in his songs. Kat Dennings is rumored to be one of Drake's biggest celebrity crushes, along with Eva Mendes. Drake is on Twitter. A Drake fan got his name tattooed across her forehead in capital letters, a move which Drake was not a fan of. In 2008, Drake didn't have any acting work and was considered in 2008, Drake didn't have any acting work and was considering getting a regular job, such as working in a restaurant or bar. So when did Degrassi come on then? I thought Degrassi was like early 2000s. I thought that's what he won an award for in 2002. I spelled that all. Um, he was 14 on Degrassi, and he appeared in 145 episodes from 2001 to 2008. Oh, he was on the show for a long time and in a lot of episodes. So he was definitely one of the stars of the show. But yeah, it was from 2001 to 2008. So I don't know why they say he didn't have any acting work in 2008 when that's when the show ended. Kanye West directed the music video for Drake's Best I Ever Had. I actually didn't even know that. In the summer of 2009, Drake traveled with his America's Most Wanted tour, but unfortunately tore a ligament in a knee in a accident on stage. Drake made his way into Rolling Stone's 25 Best Songs of 2009 with his hit song Successful. Drake's first full studio album was released in 2010 called Thank Me Later. The video game Gears of War 3 was expected to star Drake, but due to other commitments, it never became a reality. Drake and Rihanna have recorded music together, songs like What's My Name and Take Care, and they had a song called Work, too. That was a big song. Lil Wayne, another famous rapper, has a record label which is called Young Money Entertainment. Drake first became famous through a record deal with this label. So everybody know Lil Wayne is signed Drake. Drake founded his own label, OVO Sound, in 2012, but was still signed to Young Money. It is alleged that Drake and Chris Brown were involved in an altercation in New York in 2012. Drake is thought to have made the first move, but the incident may have been related to the long-term feud about the fact that they have both dated Rihanna. Not only have Drake been in legal trouble for his feud with Chris Brown, but he has been taken to court by ex-girlfriend Erica Lee for not apparently crediting her for work on the song Marvin's Room. So I guess she was the girl on Marvin's Room. Ludacris, Kanye, and Pusha T are just a few of the other artists Drake has fallen out with in the past. So yeah, Drake has beef with a lot of people, crazy enough, but different reasons. Some of it is hate. Some of them is stuff that he did, like sleeping with people, girls, like. But yeah, Drake has been had a numerous amount of beef. But that's how it is when you're a big artist and one of the biggest artists. In 2015, Drake posted a few seconds of his single Feel No Ways on a now obsolete social media channel Vine before the single was released. It is rumored that Drake types out lyrics on his phone first before recording them in the studio. Drake said that his song Hotline Bling was not a rap song, even though he is widely regarded as a rapper. Drake has a long-term friendship with Nicki Minaj and has reportedly attempted to become romantically involved with her, but to no avail. The motto is Drake's single, which references the YOLO and You Only Live Once. He is credited with the creation of the term YOLO in popular culture. Drake's 2016 album Views was credited as a result of 81 different writers working on it, which is crazy. 81 writers. A lot of that is features and samples, but still. In 2017, Drake had his son, Adonis. He is Drake's only child. Drake's 2018 album Scorpion saw the rapper referencing his son Adonis, confirming rumors among fans. As of 2023, Drake is said to be worth around 250 million. This isn't just due to his income as an entertainer, but also from OVO Sound record label and acting ventures. Drake also has a clothing label, also called OVO, from which he generates further income. In May 2018, Drake started dating Instagram and bikini model Malinka Terry. I don't know who that is. Okay, I think I've seen her before. She look good though. Got 1 million followers. So yeah, let me see. What else was I looking for? Oh, Erica Lee. Erica Lee. Okay, so yeah, anyway. So yeah, that's all things about Drake. I know this probably gonna end up being my longest video. I did a lot of ranting and going on this video. So I'm gonna end it now. So that's Drake birth chart. Shout out to all of the Scorpios. Of course, like I said earlier, Drake was the perfect Scorpio to do. So everything lines up. I done already broke down everything. I ain't gonna make this video no much longer. That's a few days after Drake's birthday. So happy related or belated birthday to Drake. And we still in Scorpio season. So my next video gonna be on the Scorpio, probably a female Scorpio. It's a lot to choose from. I know Sierra, um, Jocelyn, and it's a couple Scorpio females, Kris Jenner, Katy Perry, who I just seen. So, and then of course I'm gonna re-upload P. Diddy chart on P. Diddy birthday, of course, because I've been re-uploading my old videos during the person birthday or the season. So Diddy birth chart gonna be reposted again soon. But I'm gonna do a female Scorpio also coming up. I'm gonna decide on which one I'm gonna do soon. But anyway, that's Drake chart. I'm out. Shout out to all of the Scorpios.